This is a United States Department of Defense, which is DoD, MRE. What MRE stands for is meal ready to eat. And these are packaged. These are not freeze dried. These are fresh. They are in what's called retort pouches, which keeps them sealed and fresh. They last for anywhere between 5 to 10 years. These particular ones, there's a date code on here, which I'll show you. This particular one is 349th day of 2022. So you can see that. I'll show it to you. So you can see there's a date here. That's how you know when it was actually packaged. Like I said, these things last anywhere between 5 to 10 years, depending on how well they're stored. If they're stored in a climate-controlled environment, these things can last 20, 30 years. I wouldn't recommend eating one that's 20 or 30 years, but it is possible, and people do eat these things as far back as that. This particular one has an inspection date of January of 2026. So what that means is that the military, what they'll do is they'll look at these pouches. They have certain inspection criteria, and they'll look and see to make sure that they're good. And if they're good, they're still put into circulation. If not, they're tossed. These are sold through surplus. So that's how we get these. You can buy these in many different places. Amazon.com, you can order these and have these things delivered. I ordered an entire box. They range anywhere between $9 to about $12 US per pack, which is actually a pretty good deal if you consider it, because these things, they come with a main, so that comes with your entree, comes with a dessert, comes with a side, comes with chewing gum, wet napkins. Sometimes they come with things like hot sauce, salt, pepper, and they also come with drinks. So usually they'll have 2 different drinks inside these things. They'll have your main drink, which is usually like a powdered electrolyte kind of drink, and then they'll have like these like protein drinks and stuff like that they put in these. So I mean, it really is an entire meal. Everything you need is already in here. So when we get into this, I'll show you all the stuff that's inside here. But a couple things that you'll need if you're going to eat one of these, and that is you're going to need some water. So you need some fresh water. I use one of these. These are called blender bottles. Drinks that come inside these things are usually powder drinks. So this makes it so that you can mix them up. So there's a little mixer ball that's inside here. So this goes inside here. Pour the water in here, pour the powder in here, and then you give it a shake, and it'll mix up the drink for you. So I recommend this because, again, it's powdered stuff that you'll find in here. And then I usually have a glass. Sometimes, like I said, they'll have things like coffee and things in these. It just varies by the MRE that you get, but I always have a glass ready. And then, of course, something to put your food on. I typically have 3 plates, and I'll explain to you why I do that. You don't want certain things to mix. So I'll explain that when we get to that point. Anyway, I'm sure you're wanting to know, well, what's inside this thing. So let's get this out of our way. These things are designed to be opened without any kind of cutting or a knife, but you can actually just peel these open. You can see it kind of breaking open there. And just peels right open like that. And what's nice about doing it that way too is that this acts as kind of like your garbage can. So you're going to be putting all of your trash in here, and then wrapping this up, and then pitching this in the garbage. You're going to be putting water into certain packets and things. It gets kind of messy, so it's nice to have this available so that you can just kind of stuff the stuff in here, especially if you're going to be using this when you're going camping, out in the mountains, something like that. You can throw one of these inside your backpack, and then as you're going through this and you're eating this, you can just use this as your garbage can, and you stick your stuff right back in here, seal it up, throw it right back inside your backpack, and not worry about getting all of the mess all over your backpack. So what's inside? So everything comes in a nice sealed package. And this is also another really nice feature of MREs. You can see here, see how it's like serrated like this? This allows you to tear packages open. Again, it's meant so that you don't have to use a knife or scissors. And most of the time it works perfectly fine. But it gives you kind of like a nice little starting spot to just tear it open. Yeah, let's see what we got. So first thing, this is called an FRH. FRH stands for Flameless Ration Heater. And I don't know if you've ever had like those cold hands packets, those things you open up and then you shake them and they get warm and you can put them like in your gloves or your socks. That's what this is, except it's water activated. This is very dangerous. You got to be very, very careful. But we'll put water in here and you just got to be very, very careful because the water that's in here, as it's cooking, you'll see steam coming out of this thing. If you get that on your hands, it'll burn you. These are not allowed on commercial airplanes, FYI. So put that over there. We've got crushed red pepper. We've got our MRE spoon. Every MRE comes with an MRE spoon. This is going to be your one and only utensil. So everything you're going to eat inside this MRE, you can eat with this spoon. We have lemon lime beverage powder, no fruit juice. So this has got sugar, dextrose, citric acid, natural artificial flavors, salt, potassium, phosphate, sodium citrate, and coloring. 90 calories. Now, what's neat about these pouches, and this is something that actually is relatively new, you can use these as your drink container. I put them in my shaker bottle. The shape of it looks like a bottle, so you can hold it like this. You tear this open, you pour your water into here, you seal this up, and then you can shake it, and you can actually use this as your drinking container. So you don't have to put this into your canteen or have like a separate canteen to put this in. You can drink it right from here. Again, they're trying to make these as completely self-contained as possible. Next up, this is a very famous staple of MREs. These are MRE crackers. What's in here is just 2 crackers. Usually put some kind of topping on these things. They have like cheese spreads and different things. Let's see, 170 calories. Let's see, 2.5 grams of saturated fat. Again, lots of salt. It's got 1 gram of fiber, 4 grams of protein. We got iron, calcium, potassium, vitamin D, enriched. But these are very famous. These have been in MRE since World War II. Chocolate peanut spread. So this is like Nutella, except peanuts instead of hazelnuts. So this is what we'll put on our crackers. Fortified peanut butter, roasted peanuts, sugar, vegetable oil, salt, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, vitamin A, semi-sweet chocolate, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, natural flavors. Contains peanuts, milk, and soy. So that's what that is. We have our first snack, which is smoked almonds. Actually sounds really, really good. This is 110 calories, 9 grams of fat, half a gram of saturated fat, no cholesterol, 5% sodium, so 120 milligrams of sodium, 2 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, 4 grams of protein. Looking forward to that. I haven't had the smoked almonds yet either. Next up, we have recovery trail mix with pretzels. So this is kind of a trail mix. Let's see what's in here. We got pretzels, flour, vegetable oil, salt, malt. So I guess it's just pretzels. Oh, peanuts, cashews, almonds, citric acid, 18 grams of fat, no cholesterol, 120 or 170 milligrams of salt. In these things, they have a lot of salt. Dietary fiber, we got 4 grams, 2 grams of sugar, 10 grams of protein, 44 milligrams of calcium, 3 milligrams of iron, 236 milligrams of potassium. So that's that. This is our accessory packet. So it just comes standard with MREs, has a couple different things in it, and I'll show you this up. Comes with a book of matches. Towelette. Salt. These come in every MRE, so you can use this as a napkin. You can use this to clean your hands. You can use this as toilet paper. And what's really interesting about this is, I don't know if you can see, but these are made in San Francisco at a place called Lighthouse. And what it is, it's a place for the blind and visually impaired. That was kind of cool. Share that with you. And of course, one of the most famous things you'll find in an MRE, something that's been in an MRE since probably World War I, and that is MRE gum, your packet of gum. And last but not least, this is our main. So you can see the main comes in a retort pouch. So this is not freeze-dried. This is fresh. And all you got to do is open it. Well, you first warm it, then open it, and then you can eat it right out of this pouch, or you can put it on a plate, whatever you want. This is a cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. And then this is a little pouch. So this pouch contains all the nutritional information for your main. First thing first, what we need to do is we need to warm this up. Let's heat up our food. First thing, little tear notch here. Just grab that and just peel this back. That opens up the FRH. The FRH is not dangerous. It doesn't give off hydrogen or anything until you put the water inside here. There's a level on the bottom. If you overfill it, two things are going to happen. One, the FRH is going to get hot and then cold real quick. Two, you have a chance that this thing is going to overflow and it's going to spill water out. And it's going to burn you or get all over your food and make a huge mess. First thing you want to do, reach in here, grab the FRH, lift it up. And they actually put a line here. See that right there. Then you're going to put some water in here and you're going to fill it to anywhere about this line. So let's grab our water. What I do is I pinch the FRH, the actual heater element, with my fingers so that it doesn't slide back down. And I just put a little bit of water in there. But the water is right about there. All right? That's good. Now we take our main, take our food. We go ahead and it specifically tells you on here how to do it, right? So the heater goes on top, the pouch goes behind it. We take this, slip this in the bag, behind the heater element, trying to keep it. And then we want the heater to be towards the bottom of the meal. So when you have the meal in here, you want to put the heater so the bottom of the heater is at the bottom of the pouch. Then you're going to take your hand and you're going to push them both down into the water. You got to do this quick because it's going to get hot real quick. Okay, so the heater and the pouch are all the way in the bottom. You're going to take the top of this, you're going to fold it over like this. Then what I do is I kind of like just kind of giving it a little bit to get activated. And then we're going to go ahead and stick it in the pouch here. And what the pouch does, the pouch makes it so that you can keep this thing closed. It's getting hot already. That's kind of how that works. So now this is going to keep this nice and sealed up so that you're not going to get water over the place. And what you're going to want to do is you want to keep this kind of up on an angle. This is why we have 3 plates. Plate number 1. This is going to be our FRH plate. So this way, if any of the water gets on here, it's going to be in this plate. You're not going to want the water that comes out of this packet to get in your food. So we're going to go ahead and put this off to the side. We got our smoked almonds, and they gave us 1 drink. So we'll go ahead and we'll make this. Directions for use: allow water chemically purified to stand for 30 minutes. Of course, if they don't give you the purification tabs anymore in MREs, soldiers would have purification tabs. Take water from like a lake or a stream, right? You put it into your canteen and you drop these little tablets inside your canteen, then you shake it up and those tablets purify the water. So that's what they're talking about here. Single use only. All right, so we're going to grab our shaker bottle. Get this open. Get our water. I'm going to put 12 ounces of water in here. Those are 12 ounces of water. Go ahead and get this out. Yeah, there's like a tear notch on here. Just grab it, peel it back. Kind of see what that looks like. It's just a powder. Kind of smells like it smells like Jello. It smells like the powdered Jello, like lime Jello. Dump that in there. Cap on here before we end up spilling it all over our desk. So we got this sealed up. Make sure this is sealed. All right, and give it a shake. Pick the bottom, just make sure we don't have any powder on the bottom. Make sure it's all nice and mixed up. Yep, that looks good. Okay, let's crack this up. It tastes like Jello water. Yeah, tastes like lemon lime Jello water. Okay, let's get plate number 2 out. Okay, so we've got our trail mix, smoked almonds, peanut spread, crackers. Let's start off with our crackers, our Nutella. Yep. Again, we got this serrated edge on here. It makes it really easy to tear these open. You just kind of grab it and just give it a rip. Go. Perfect pull. This is what MRE crackers look like. They're actually pretty good. I have to admit, they don't look like they're fully cooked. They are. Everything you're going to find in an MRE that is like bakery item is going to be undercooked. Now, with the spread, what you're going to want to do is you're going to knead these. Right there. So what you want to do is you just want to kind of mush it. I mean, you don't have to worry about this thing. If you just kind of manhandle it, you don't have to worry about it like squirting out all over the place. These are very, very, very well sealed. What's nice too is that you can, if you really want to, you can take these and stick them in here. So stick them in your pouch and you can warm this up. The way you open these, so a lot of people, they kind of like just peel the little edge on here. If you want to just open up the little edge here and squirt it out, you can do that. The way these are meant to be opened is all the way along the edge here. So you got the serrated edge here, top. You just grab it, give it a little tear, and just slowly pull it along the edge. It tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup. All right, so we'll go ahead. Actually, we'll go ahead and just squeeze out a bunch on this cracker. Squeeze out a bunch on this cracker. Really want to get it all out. Take this, just roll it up. You just get every little drop of that chocolate sauce out of there. Okay. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. It's exactly what it tastes like. Go ahead and put those over here. Yeah, let's see. Recovery trail mix with pretzels. Let's give that a look. Tear notch. Bit of an explosion there. That's what that looks like. Pretzels are like little pretzel bites. Salty. Get something to drink here. don't think you're getting low quality here. I mean, I honestly think that's a misconception of MREs is people are going to think that they're low quality. This is not the case. These are very, very, very good. Very high quality. We have our smoked almonds. There's a notch right there, pre-cut. Nope, no hiss. There. Looks like they're sugar coated. Wow, those are fantastic. Oh my God, those are so good. Lightly smoky, sweet, and just the right amount of salt. Wow, these are really, really good. Wow. Okay. I'm impressed. Let's go ahead and just mix those into our trail mix here. Okay, so and now for our main. So what I do, again, I want to make sure I don't get that water onto anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. And yeah, it's hot. So pull this out. Open it up. And I wouldn't have this pointed right at your face or anything like that. Be careful and pull out the pouch. It's hot. Try not to spill the water. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get the air out of this. Roll this up. Put it back in the pouch. So that we keep this all contained. And then we're going to keep this upright like this. Just kind of like propped up here. Something like that. There we go. What I like to do is knead this a little bit and mix it up in case there's like spots that are a little bit hotter than other spots. And I get this nice, feels nice. Then I take my napkins. I mean, you can get paper towels. You don't have to sit here. I'm just doing it so you can see how, everything you need is contained inside this thing. You don't need to have anything else. But I just like to make sure it's nice and dry. Got no water on here. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of this plate. Bring back our food plate. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get all the food on the bottom, okay? Because you're going to open it. See these notches here? You're going to open it along this edge. So you want to make sure all the food's over here. So when you peel this, it doesn't go all over the place, right? So we're going to go ahead and just kind of push it downward. And we're going to roll it back. Nice and slow. Perfect pull. Oh boy, look at that. Big chunks of ravioli in there. And again, you can eat this right out of this pouch. Yeah, that's good. Definitely needs some crushed red pepper. Let's get this out on a plate. Again, best way to do this is go from the top and just roll the package down like this. See how I'm doing that? And then that way, you squeeze all the goodness out of there. Okay. Okay, there's our meal. Now we're going to go ahead and put some of that crushed red pepper on there. Okay, a little crushed red pepper. Go ahead. I like everything salted. I didn't really think it needed much salt, but I do like things a little on the salty side. And always remember that these MREs are heavy on the salt. So use salt sparingly. Salt to taste. Make sure we got our gum. We aren't going to need our matches. Hey, there we go. There's our meal. Okay, let's try this tortellini. Let's give this a try. It definitely needs the red pepper. It doesn't add too much spice. It isn't overly spicy. And I like things hot. I mean, I put like super hot sauce on my wings. It's about as hot as putting red pepper, fresh red pepper, like on a piece of pizza. I mean, the tortellini is perfectly cooked. It's not quite al dente. It's a little bit softer than al dente, but it's still very good. You can taste the cheese inside of it. Yeah. The smokiness of those almonds really help. You know, one of the best parts of an MRE is an MRE like this, a real MRE, is that because it's not freeze dried, it's not dry, right? Everything is still very well hydrated. If I'm going to criticize, it needs crunch. It needs a little bit more crunch. So what I would recommend doing is taking the cracker and only putting the spread on one of the crackers, then breaking up the other cracker and putting it into the ravioli. And I think that would probably give you the crunch that it needs. I mean, this is right on par with like Olive Garden, I would say. If I would have left one of the crackers, then I could kind of use the cracker to scoop up some of the sauce too. I really think that's the way to do it, honestly. What's nice too is like when you get trail mixes like this, you can actually leave these in the pouch and then have them later, right? So if you're like, well, you know, this is a lot of food, probably not going to eat all this, then you can go ahead and just leave this in the pouch, or just leave the pouch on the side so you can put your leftovers in it. Eat your main, eat your dessert, and then leave that for later. Leave that for later when you're out there on the trail. Now, you know, the 12-ounce drink I really don't think is enough. You can just have like a bottle of water on the side. I'll finish this cracker and that'll probably be it. Like I said, these things are usually more food than I can eat. You know, I'm no small guy. I can put down some food, but these MREs are usually, they're just really dense. So it fills you up. People who followed me recently. Banu Game Art, thank you for your follow. Mrs. Bass 89, thank you for your follow. Chucky Barrows, hey, thank you for your follow. Bloomin 412, thank you for your follow. Crazy Rican, very nice, love that name. Thank you for your follow. That was MRE menu number 13, cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. Get the gum in there. Finish it off with our gum. That was really, really good. It was the right amount of food, very well balanced. It tasted great, and the main was really good. It was very well cooked. It wasn't like mushy or sloppy. It heated very well. It did need some crunch, but they do give you the crackers, so you can put the crackers in there. And no, I recommend it. Menu number 13, cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. Highly recommended. And I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure into MREs. Hope to see you again next time.